In this video, English difference between the poetry and prose, you are going to learn them. Okay, we are going to start our English class 11 first lecture, poetry and the prose. The difference between the poetry and the prose starts from that in which format they are written. So poetry is written in the stanzas and prose is written in the paragraphs. After that, poetry consists of, the second point is the major point is that poetry consists of rhyming schemes. Okay, rhyming schemes, and doesn't consist of, prose doesn't consist, it is in simple words. Okay, simple words, it consists of simple words. And after that, the third difference between the poetry and the prose is became that the poetry has the varying lines. Okay, varying lines, some are short, long and medium. But in the prose, when you came, lines and where the margin ends. So these are the first three differences. After that, there is a main difference, that the poetry consists of syllables. It consists of syllables, stress and unstress syllables. And everything has a different meaning, and with its nature and religion formation in the poetry. Okay, on now after that, poetry consists of syllables, and with that it consists of metaphorical structures, simile, metaphor and personification, and all these things it consists of. And in the prose, we does not have metaphorical structure होता है, no metaphorical structure. After that, now you came from where the poetry is derived from. So poetry is derived from the Latin word poeta. Look at it, it is derived from Latin word poeta, that means poeta. And the prose is derived from prosa. Okay, Latin word prosa, that means simple, Latin word prosa. So there are the 5 differences merely, and this one was the first difference. Okay, so you now after that you can see in this format that it is used to express ideas in an acrobatic manner. It consists of rhythmical composition to express the thought, and lines are in Indian stanza. Poets and the poets are granted to break the laws of grammar. Okay, now we are writing it in simple words. 5. Now look at it. It is used to express ideas. It is used to express ideas. Used to express the ideas of the poet. Express ideas. And another one, it is used to write attractive content. ठीक है, used to write attractive content. Like novels, dramas and stories. And furthermore, what are about the letters, applications and other all the things are written in the prose form. Okay, and now the poetry consists of rhythmical composition, okay, that we have written in the rhyming schemes. Okay, so we do not have to write it, that it consists of rhythmic. You can either write rhyming scheme, either rhythmical composition. The simple form of literature is prose, and it is usually narratives. Okay, now the second 6th point of this is, it is narrative. Prose is narrative, it is narrative and entirely define an author imagination. Entirely define author's imagination. Okay, so and the poem is usually written to express and excite the readers. Okay, to impress and excite the reader. It is a little bit musical. It is musical. Poetry is musical and impress and excite the readers. After that, it is lyrical. Okay, this is the sixth point. And the poetry is little bit lyrical from following structures, format, and rhyming words. Oh, it is lyrical. It is lyrical. Okay, and this is straightforward. It is prose is straightforward. It is straightforward. Okay, and after that, structure, format, and rhyming in the sentence does not have. Okay, and poetry consists of the vast meaning. It has vast meaning. Vast meaning. And no limits of knowledge. And it is easily understandable. It is easily knowledge to understand. Okay, and no limits of knowledge to understand. It is easily understandable and has simple meaning. Okay, now this is your poetry and the prose difference. 8 differences between the poetry and the last one. The difference is that the basic unit of poetry is a line, where the basic unit of prose. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. For more videos, comment us and recommend what type of videos you want. Goodbye and take care.